Producing over 500 hours per week of talk radio, GCN Live is a world leader in talk radio. Archives for the following program can be found at gcnlive.com.
Welcome back to the Nutrimedical Report, and the host with the most is here with your questions. She's got a big smile, lots of humor as well. And Michelle, what's the order of the day and the announcements that are coming?
You do that so well. I'm sure everyone's relieved out there. I'm not going to do the intros. There's no way. There's some things I just cannot do that Bill does, and I think after 30 years, I may as well realize that, Bill. So
I have some talents. Other areas I defer to my... in many ways, superior in social and other graces.
Gosh, Bill, come on now.
Yeah.
Come on. Hey.
I'm your best fan, right?
You're my only fan. Okay. Great to be here today on June the 20th. I guess if you're listening on the Sunday KCBQ show, that's going to be June the 22nd on Sunday morning here in Southern California. I'd like to first remind everybody of our Nutrimedical Mexican cruise that's on Thanksgiving for 1 week. And we're not filled up yet. We do have a great number of people that are listed in and registered and everything, and I'm very, very excited. Hey, Bill.
Yes.
This is the kind of thing that I like to do, arranging social events and having fun. Anyways, don't forget about the Nutrimedical cruise. I think it's only about 4 months away now. July, August, September, October, 5 months to the end of November. So we want to get that one filled up before we're going anyways. And hey, for you guys here in Southern California, we're going right out of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So it's so
San
easy.
Pedro.
And I have people asking me all the time for us to get together, have a little church group, have a little group together and everything. Well, hey, this is your chance if you're here in Southern California and you want to... Fellowship.
Well, we talked about that a little bit yesterday, too.
Yeah, with Dave, right?
With Dave, yeah.
Our neighbor Dave was on the show yesterday.
Pastor Dave Lee.
He's a pastor, yeah.
Yeah.
And
amazing guy.
He, you know, what he likes to do is he wants to start a little church here with him and Bill and the rest of us. And we'll see what God does. If he opens those doors, and then we'll be open to all of our friends down here in the Vista, California area.
Yeah, they can come from San Diego or Orange County, at Riverside, anywhere in the area. That's
anyone that wants to drive all the way from Riverside. That's a long drive.
Although our next door neighbor, Joyce, she works up there.
She does. She's a school teacher, and it's a terrible drive, Bill. She does not like to do it, but she does it like the rest of us. You do what
She's
you
a
gotta
trooper.
do. So, hey, the sale is on. The sale is on July the 4th, Independence Day.
Yes, indeed.
And that's going to go July the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Midnight on the 7th, which is Monday. And we leave it going on Monday, of course, for all the people that like to call in their orders. We don't want to miss anything. So we're...
And Michelle is very kind. If you've placed a phone order and you weren't able to contact us, she'll take care of that for you.
Okay, Bill, I just got a call this morning from Linda. I almost said her last name. Linda, my dear. She's been a customer of Nutrimedical since we started many years ago.
Ah, yes.
8 or 9 years ago.
And by the way, we want to really thank all those people that are loyal. We do not endorse any of the commercials that are on our show or any of the doctors that think that they can provide nutraceuticals superior
Unless
to
you're
Nutrimeds.
listening in San Diego, they're all our commercials in San Diego here.
Yeah, well, you mean on local radio, but we don't endorse any of these doctors or their products, only Nutrimeds and our affiliated products.
So Bill, Linda is from Washington State, and her daughter is 33 years old, and she has a problem with iron. I guess her iron is below 0 point. Something.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that she told me to write down to tell you today, because Linda, you're listening right now.
Thalassemia.
Yeah, that's what she has. And interestingly, when Linda was pregnant with her, 6 months pregnant with her,
yeah,
she had low iron. and she wonders if that had some effect or whatever.
Well, the baby may be draining. The way to correct that is to use ferritin. Ferritin is iron 3. It's the only. It's made from beef spleen. I've been using it with from Jonathan Rothschild for over 30 years. It's the best way to restore iron. The only way to faster is a transfusion, and you take it with citrus juice.
Her doctor wants to do an iron transfusion.
She actually probably won't need that. Yeah. If she takes it, I'd say 3 times a day to 4 times a day with a glass of citrus juice, a small glass of juice, her iron will go up very fast. I recommend she take it with bio-LVR, which is the vitamin B6, B12, and folic acid that are in the bioconverted stage, and her levels will go up faster, or she can add superfolate and pyromethyl B12 is even faster.
Good.
So, but there's no need for, if you're willing to wait for 2 to 4 weeks to see the iron level go up, and her total iron binding capacity will increase, and it's the proper form of iron. There's iron 2, which is bad, and mostly iron supplements will cause constipation. This is the only one that will not. It's iron 3 in the proper iron state, and it goes directly to your bone marrow and your blood.
If you have sent an email to Dr. Deagle or myself and wanted us to say it and present it on the firing line here, and you didn't hear it, please go ahead and send it again, and I'll try and keep trying to get it on, because I never get through all of them. But I know it's important, so I'd like for you to try to send it again. We'll go for it again. Let's see who else is here. We have Crystal. Crystal in Alberta, Canada, and it's just a praise report, Bill. I guess she had a bad cold sore.
Yes.
Is that a form of herpes?
You can have stomatitis due to food allergy or a food sensitivity. They can do it for sometimes false sulfite sensitivity, let's say to wine or some foods, or food allergy. And you'll end up with an abscess ulcer where the mucus lining will break down.
Anyway, she went to her doctor, and he gave her stuff for it, and it didn't do anything. But interestingly, I thought that stuff like our Allison Med or Alimax and that kind of stuff, but she actually used the Nutrimedical and it got rid of it.
Yes, Nutrimedical will. Nutrimedical is universal of all our 3 antipathogenics, the most powerful is Nutrimedical. It's the only form of intracase diatomic iodine. There's lots of pretenders. I know there's several other people, I won't mention their names, on this network and elsewhere try to market other forms of iodine, including Dr. Bronstein. They have inferior forms that are way out of date. This is the only Edgar Casey plasma form of iron diatomic in the world. And we have a special proprietary made, and we won't share it with anyone in terms of how we make it.
But I always tell everyone, too, if there's nothing else that you can afford or get on our website, please, the Nutrimedical, I keep on sale, 7% off and free shipping, up in that product number 1, left-hand side of Nutrimedical.com, for all the people that don't have, extra funds. But a little bottle of that will do your whole family for probably a month.
Yeah, and it'll protect you also from not only radioiodine, but also help to do what's called mitochondrial rescue from the attack from cesium and other isotopes.
Bill, Teresa from over here in Carlsbad wanted me to address the fact that a lot of people like to have a drink rather than taking a lot of supplements. And I'm with her on that. I take a drink, plus I take a lot of supplements now, considering I'm getting up into my 50s. Right, Bill?
We're not admitting anything like Colonel Klink from Hogan's Heroes. So,
Bill, I thought if you were going to pick one drink, it would be the Life Support.
Yes.
It's the most complete.
Life Support,
and we have Life Support in creamy chocolate and vanilla. And I like, of course, the chocolate. But I was going to go over a few of the things that's in the Life Support, Bill. That's the vitamin A, vitamin C, thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, vitamin B6, folic acid, B12, biotin, pantothenic acid.
By the way, all of our vitamins are bioconverted to their end stage. No other company on the planet, anywhere, has the final bioconverted form, so we can jump to any gene SNPs for conversion or any toxic blockade or conversion. So our vitamins, as soon as they go in the cell says, wow, they're here, they're ready.
Yeah, I know, that's cool. But let me finish, because I told Teresa I was going to read every product.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, let me go. Where was I here? Calcium, I said pantothenic, whatever that is, acid. Calcium, phosphorus. What is the organic stabilized, what's that? Something complex.
Flaxseed complex.
Okay, that's whatever that is. And then BETAINE, I think Bill should read these. Lemon bioflavonoids, quercetin.
Quercetin grabs electrons.
Read the rest of those quickly, Bill.
Rutin, curcumin, N-acetylcysteine, ginger root powder, methylsulfonamethine, that's the anti-cancer, DNA repair, sodium sulfate, watercress, herb power, which is a diuretic.
When we come back, I'm going to finish that list. That's how much stuff is in the life support.
Do you feel the aches and pains of your age? Do you often feel tired, and is your mind often clouded and forgetful? Well, it's time to stop the clock on aging with a proven system from Nutrimedical.com. Nutrimedical, the
Thinkers, GCN.
I guess we're trying to do a marathon here and read through the rest of the components of life support.
That's because I told Teresa I was going to put it all on there.
Well,
she can play it
I'll
back
read it.
and back.
I'll read it again. Of course, it includes Metopure, which is, of course, the organic stabilized flaxseed complex, betaine, trimethylglycine, which is a methyl donor. It has lemon bioflavonoids, quercetin, it's a free radical electron scavenger, rutin, curcumin, and acetylcysteine ginger root powder, methylsulfonamethane, MSM, sodium sulfite, watercress powder, ellagic acid, which is a pomegranate extract, choline bitartrate, green tea extract.
That's our green tea.
Preventium, which is a potassium D-glucarate, which helps to detoxify toxic things like bisphenol A and xenoestrogens. And aminogen, which is, of course, the special protein, it's, of course, the special rice pea protein. It has iodine, manganese,
magnesium.
Magnesium, as dimagnesium malate, which is a special form of amino acid. Zinc is bis-diglycinate chelate. Selenium is selenium glycinate, the most powerful forms, by the way. Manganese, chromium, molybdenum, all these are all bisglycinates. And sodium potassium. So it's the most complete of all of the products.
There you go.
What I do in my
Teresa, I did it. Got it in there.
By the way, when I make my drink, I combine the life support with Ageless Energize, which has a chlorogenic acid, and also I use the Glycemix.
And my drink is the Ageless, the chocolate, which I now have to switch over to vanilla for a while. Ageless, and then I use the life support, and I actually have added a few months ago the Glycemix. I like the Glycemix too, Bill.
Yeah, it's
That's
really
another
good.
drink. So instead of using a great big, 2 heaping out of one of the life supports, I have the 3 containers going, and I put, I make it last a lot longer by just taking a little bit out of each of those. So.
Yeah.
Okay, got that done. Well, my dear Len, up there in north of Chicago, in Illinois, he sent me, blonde jokes. Boy, we're getting all serious here. We're not doing our jokes. People are telling me, hey. Len sent this one, the best blonde joke ever, according to Len. So let's go for it, okay? Let's have some good jokes for a change.
Okay, my blonde.
It's a little long, and I know you don't like that, but
Okay, go ahead.
I know, and so what if I'm blonde? It's not real.
Yeah.
2 sisters, one blonde and one brunette, inherit the family ranch. Unfortunately, after just a few years, they are in financial trouble. In order to keep the bank from repossessing the ranch, they need to purchase a bull so that they can breed their own stock. The telephone operator explains that he'll be glad to help her, then adds it will cost 99 cents a word. Well, after paying for the bull, the brunette realizes that she'll only be able to send her sister one word. After a few minutes of thinking, she nods and says, I want you to send her the word comfortable. The operator shakes his head. How is she ever going to know that you want her to hitch the trailer to your pickup truck and drive out here to haul that bull back to your ranch if you send her just the word comfortable? Upon leaving, the brunette tells her sister, when I get there, if I decide to buy the bull, I'll contact you to drive out after me and haul it home. How does this go? Oh my gosh. Is that mixed up? Bill. Is it? Anyways, after paying for the bull, blah, 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 the operator, blah, 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 the brunette explains, this is making a long story short.
Right.
I missed a little bit, okay?
Right.
Because you're looking at me. Get going. It's too long for Bill, Lynn. The brunette explains, look at you going with your finger. Go. My sister's blonde. Hey, I'm blonde too, reading this thing, even if it's not real. The word is big. She'll read it very slowly. Come for da bull.
Oh, no.
I know. I think we had that years ago.
You come for double.
I do. Okay, Len, I know.
That's
Bill,
that's quite good, actually. Come
even
for
though I
double.
cut it all off.
All one word, yeah.
It's a little chopped up, but that's
A
okay.
little telegraphic there.
Okay. Now into the emails, the really serious stuff here. We're going to start off with Richard in an email. Hello, Michelle. I'm wanting to order some supplies for my dad, who is late-stage MS. I have heard Dr. Deagle mention MS before, but it is hard to get everything he says and write it down before he is done.
I can even spell some of the things out if you like.
Could you please help me come up with a list of what I should order to help my dad?
I have a MS protocol there that hasn't been updated in about a year, but I'll tell you the basic. We have myelin basic protein called sphingolin, S-P-H-I-N-G-O-L-I-N. The sphingolin helps your body turn off the immune response to the plasma cells to attack your myelin. Then we have phospholipids to repair the cell membrane. Nutriphos, Neurogen, stimulates neurocytes. And then you want to use omega cod liver liquid and omega supreme krill. Krill oil is 63 times more potent than any other oil, including just regular omega fatty acids or olive oil for regenerating nerve fiber tracts. And Neurogen, which is made from algae. So those are very important. You want to stop the free radicals and turn off the immune system, the Th2 cytokines. You want to use Allergon, which is a diamine oxidase, Power C+, and Aller Block to turn off the immune system. And then I recommend the Immunomax or Nutra-Immune to rebalance the immune system, and the body will stop attacking the myelin sheath. The phospholipids, like the Neurogen, Nutriphos, omega cod liver liquid, and omega supreme krill, will start to remyelinate. You'll need 4 layers of myelin to reestablish. People with MS are extremely sensitive to low magnesium and potassium, so if they did a blood level, it'll tell you a little bit, but the best is intracellular. So if you go to labtestingdirect.com, you can measure intracellular levels of minerals. Magnesium and potassium are extremely important. A person with MS, if you do what's called exposure to heat, or if they get a low magnesium or potassium, they'll have a problem. They have to avoid any allergies. If they've got a milk allergy, it can precipitate an MS attack within minutes, or a soy allergy or corn. So you have to eliminate all. I generally recommend you keep them in an acid ketogenic diet because you want to prevent allergic reactions once you're in a ketogenic alkaline state. And you can test that with either the Multistix 11 or if you have a QRMA machine.
Next bill is Jerry in an email. One of my friends from church recommends I reach out to you. My son Jason is typing this email for me. I am legally blind due to complications from cataract surgery. After surgery, I had retinal detachments, and this led to many other complications. I now have no vision in one eye and very limited vision in the other eye. The one eye with vision suffers from a pale optic nerve, inflamed cornea, and a macular scarring from retinal detachment. My family has been on your website and seen the Can-See product. In reading about this product, I see that it is preventative measure for cataracts. I wish I would have seen this 17 years ago to slow my cataract growth down. At this point in my life, I'm almost 67 years old. I'm trying to keep what little vision I still have, and my grandkids are 17 and 16, and I've not seen their faces and be able to see them grow up. But God has blessed me with them and a wonderful wife, son, and daughter-in-law.
Well, the first thing is he should see a retinology surgeon specialist, at least 2 opinions, because he might respond to a special type of buccal surgery to reattach the retina. And even if he has partial attachment, he can get some vision back. That's number 1. Number 2, our protocol, including Can-See eye drops, Vision Max, Nutritrala, and our other nutraceuticals like Cell Detox, glutathione, and so on, and especially the product called Vein Away. These are very important for retinal health. You want to have Neurogen to reestablish the optic nerve head and regenerate the nerve fibers. Phospholipids, like we mentioned, MS. Nutriphos, omega cod liver liquid, and omega supreme krill. Mild hyperbarics helps, and the lumen photon, especially setting number 7 and Nico once you've done things going. Mild hyperbaric oxygen is very helpful, but I would definitely get more opinions because there could be a surgical option that may help him reattach his retina.
Springtime is save big time at Herbal Healer Academy. Long-term customers know spring is the time to stock up at herbalhealer.com. And for new customers, welcome to the web's best place to save on vitamins, minerals, and more. Log on for spring specials, including our 500 parts per million colloidal silver, all sizes on sale. Choose from Herbal
GCN.
With the most, and that's Michelle answering your questions. And we have some people that are having major medical challenges, and this program is unique because we combine the very best of medicine, safe medicine, and again, we try to discern what's safe and what's good, and what's unsafe and dangerous, and the very best possible nutraceuticals. And by the way, we do not endorse any other company broadcasting commercials on this show at all. We only endorse our nutraceuticals. Think about
commercials today, haven't you?
Well, yeah, I find it irritating when I hear people that presume to have better nutraceuticals than us, and they don't. And I have contacts with thousands upon thousands of doctors and researchers around the world because I've been in the academies for 30 years.
Keep it simple, blah, 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 blah.
Don't waste your time buying other stuff. How's that?
No, it's simple. The fact is that our supplements, real simple for people. You have to be a doctor to get them, and because you are a doctor, MD, medical doctor, you get the supplements, and the supplements are made. A lot of them are made for us. And that's what we offer everyone. They don't have to come. We don't have a practice anymore. We're retired. So it's wonderful that people can call or they can go on
online
the internet
wellness
and have access to those without having to go to a doctor.
Well, what it is it's online wellness consulting, and there's no cost. That's the other thing is that, well, it's also free. There's no online cost. All you have to do to become a member is to buy one bottle, and for 6 months you get email and phone consults. There's no other service providing that.
Well, to all my friends out there that listen to the Nutrimedical report, and especially the firing line, they will know that it is a woman's prerogative, especially mine, to change my mind. I change it all the time. My kids even say that, Mom, you always change your mind. Well, when I read this email from the Jerry, and, with that new rule that I made that if you're not a customer, we can't answer your email, and Bill having too many emails, I'm going to give that email to Bill anyways, and if I do it for one person, I have to do it for everybody. So much for my idea that, of course, phone consults and all that, of course, are only for customers, but with emails, when people have problems like this, they're going to go back to you again, Bill. So
yeah,
and you're getting better and healthier every day.
Oh, yeah, I'm fantastic.
And getting better sleep. So Bill now is sleeping all night long. Yay! Especially for me. Yay! I get to sleep too. Bill used to be up, as I told everyone, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. I'd come down to the studio and say, hey, get to bed. Drag you down. He'd say, just a minute, and I've learned. I used to stand there, no, not just a minute. You're coming now. But, hey, you are amazing. You've been sleeping right through the night. You're taking your melatonin. You're doing all the things you're supposed to do that you would tell.
Yeah, exercising.
You would tell your own patient to do.
I am. I'm doing.
You're actually taking care of yourself. And I'm expecting with this extra sleep that you are going to be getting better and better every day because you're sleeping all night long. You know how I sleep easily, 8 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Well, I get a good 8-9 hours of sleep at least every night now.
I know, it's just fantastic.
Yeah. And I've learned how to balance things so that I can take the stress of all the crazy news and the burden of all the sickness that people have that I'm trying to untie the Gordian knot because their doctor can't sort it out, their specialist can't sort it out, and they need to integrate the best of medicine, surgery, investigations, and stay away from the toxic, dangerous drugs, but use the safe ones and use the natural therapy so they're on the minimum amount of medications. They can change their lifestyle, diet, they can get their health back, they can restore their genetics, their body physiology, their detoxifying. I mean, you have to include the whole thing. You can't just kind of throw a few pills at things or just do a surgery when it may not be appropriate. Just like, for example, our gentleman with the cataract. He had cataract surgery. He might have done better, as he said, if you'd taken CanC for a period of time.
It's true. Next bill is Gail from Dunedin, New Zealand. Thank you very much for your hard work. We also really appreciate... Oh, this was to Michelle. Thank you, my dear. I don't work hardly at all compared to Bill. We are really We also really appreciate Bill's insight and up-to-date info. We'd like to order the Lumen Photon. She wanted to know if we'd send to New Zealand, and yes, we have.
We ship everywhere.
And we ship the Lumen and any of our products all over the world.
And including all our equipment. If you would get a vibrational platform machine, if you get a hyperbaric dives, we'll ship to Germany or South Africa, anywhere in the world. All of our supplies, we ship to Russia, China, anywhere.
Bill, you know Pamela, our friend from New York State.
Yes.
And I won't say her last name. Well, her friend, this email here on the COPD from...
I responded to that.
Yeah, and that was from a mixture of bleach and
ammonia.
She was cleaning, right?
Right, and it exploded and it caused an ammonia-induced chemical burn to her lungs.
Right, and she's just asking again, you did put that protocol
Yeah, I did. I put a protocol, and there's an update to the COPD, and she has a personalized one for herself,
Next is Anthony from Montana. Thank you for taking the time to do this evaluation. I was just bringing up here, he's got a lot of stuff here, personal stuff, but at 19 years of age, a fellow rear-ended me in the off-ramp of the freeway while I was in my pickup truck, and he's going quite fast, and the chiropractor says I have an issue with my neck, cervical, and that I'd eventually, in 15 years, not be able to turn my head. Well, I
don't buy that. I don't buy that. First off, you can if you get a decelerating cervical injury, and you only do manipulation, yes, your spine will degenerate at 3 times the normal rate. But if we use things like our tendon mender, joint performance, leptin metabolic, and collagen max, and we give you proper therapy for it, which is I call low velocity exercise like vibrational platform and very simple motions, deep tissue massage. And lumen photon or pulse magnetic field to stimulate stem cells to regenerate, you will not have that rate of degeneration. We use our anti-inflammatory Inflamex, and with those other nutraceuticals to support, along with a mountain red velvet, the regeneration, we can actually reverse those changes. So the idea that it's non-reversible or there has to degenerate is not true.
He goes on to say, I got saved when I was 9, and I praise God that He never left me nor forsook me all my foolish years. Basically, it's got a lot of stuff and it's personal, but what is Bill's a big key, and a lot of people ask, is how to get the weight off. And the thing is, he says he goes to the gym 3+ times a week. Does cardio, swim, and light weights.
Well, let me explain
What is the key? I find that glycemics is great.
Yeah, the glycemics, number 1, leptin metabolic, lipoflush, and diabetyline.
These are the extra things that just put that extra
Because
boost.
what happens is that you see, and also if you're hypothyroid, mitothyroid, and adrenal support, most people that are overweight are basically hyperinsulinemic. Their insulin's pushing calories into fat. They're mildly hypothyroid, or they have what's called thyroid resistance syndrome, so they're converting to reverse thyroid. They have problems with decreased metabolism, so they have the lack of berberstatin and other nutraceuticals they need in order to stimulate the release of proteolin, the gut peptide that regulates peripheral conversion. So if you measure reverse thyroid hormone and T3, both the free RT3 and T3, you'll see the reverse thyroid hormone drop as you start taking berberstatin and taking nutriodine and mitothyroid. And as you correct that, along with lowering insulin resistance with the leptin metabolic, you'll see that the person's metabolism changes toward a non-diabetic, because 75% of the population under 50 are insulin resistant. When you get to age 65, 90% are, and by 78, 99.8% are basically insulin resistant, pre-diabetic, or diabetic.
Interesting.
So the reason why people get fat isn't just that they eat too many calories, it's that their metabolism is doing them because they're toxic from heavy metals. Bisphenol A disrupts their insulin resistance and all these other toxic chemicals. And they're deficient in chromium, magnesium, zinc, all kinds of minerals that regulate insulin resistance. And they're eating high amounts of toxic food, especially things like meat. And I tell people they should really pare down their meat now, because meat is now laced, especially chicken is laced with arsenic because of the chicken feed. Most of the beef is being fed GMO food. And the fish from the Pacific Ocean are toxic with cesium-137, which directly will attack your glands. So really, I tell people, if you're trying to lose your weight, move toward a vegetarian-style diet, do portion control, get enough aerobic exercise, but you got to fix the metabolism, and you can identify that with the QRMA or some of the simple tests like fasting and 2-hour blood sugar and insulin. And if it's elevated, you're going to have a problem.
When we come back, we'll hear from Billy up in Temecula, California. I always like to say the towns around here.
I heard his voice.
Because I know they're all big.
Yeah, Billy is, I heard, a very dynamic person. He's a marketer and a networker. He's a fun guy, it sounds like, and I heard his message.
Do you feel the aches and pains of your age? Do you
Welcome back to the Nutrimedical Report, and Michelle has filed it down to the most important questions of the hour.
Trying to get my last 15 minutes in here, Bill. Billy from Temecula says, I really appreciate what you're doing and so much of what you have shared. My wife is a 20-plus years experienced registered nurse. My background is marketing and sales. You seem to already know that. And we reside in Temecula, 30 minutes away from you. That's right. We're right up the I-15. His question is, do you have any meetings or gatherings for like-minded believers that we might connect with and build a community? Of course, down here where we live in Southern California. And didn't we kind of touch on that in the first segment to say that, yes, we are kind of working on that, aren't we?
Yeah, in fact, we had our first visit with Pastor David Lee, who's been on the program before, but I think we're going to do a regular show probably once a month. And we're going to do a home church meeting. Most likely we'll do it on a Sabbath or Saturday rather than Sunday. And we'll probably just start that and see what people want to do. We're not going to make it too formal. We're in
the thinking stage so far. Home. Who's home? Kelsey. Me, Kelsey. I called you Kelsey.
That's our sweet little daughter. I don't know.
Who's home?
If you call me Kelsey,
Bill?
That means that I'm as sweet as my little daughter. I think
a compliment.
I'm one of the sweetest people on earth. Our little sweetie.
She is. Yeah, Kelsey likes to have all kinds of little parties at home. I'll give her that.
Yeah.
Next bill is Elizabeth, PhD, she says in an email. Dr. Bill, on a recent broadcast you mentioned the interpretation of 23andMe reports. I'm a genetic epidemiologist. I wonder whether we could work on this together. Beth. Okay?
Definitely. And we collaborate with anyone, especially professionals. Right now we only get raw data from 23andMe, which is raw genetic data, and it's too raw for us to use. Mm-hmm. The only thing we can get is ancestry data, which is really pretty phenomenal. Once we start getting the more analyzed data, which actually takes 650,000 plus people and looks at their data worldwide, we're going to be able to look at gene clusters in specific relationship to diseases. What I want to do is link up labs like 23andMe with people like Dr. William Shaw, who is the top researcher for the March of Dimes years ago and for the U.S. government on organic acids, looking at specific...
March of Dimes.
Right. He did some research many, many years ago, but he did work trying to find, not causing problems with children, but he also did work on the top labs in America for finding genetic defects and solutions. So he would actually find a solution looking at the organic acid pattern in the urine or their blood, and then we could go back to the genes, which I do. I actually look at the genes, and then we'll actually work out a genetic jump over the gene defect.
Okay, Bill. Next is Claire from Oregon, up where our son Matthew is. Lots of people are very health conscious up there, and I'm not surprised at her question. Dr. Deagle, what is the difference between natural sugars found in fruits and vegetables, refined sugar, and high fructose corn syrup? That's a really good question.
Yeah, that's a very good question. First off, when you have natural fructose in fruit, it contains pectins and other things, and it's not been alkali extracted. If you take corn syrup, they use a thing called mercury alkali extraction, so it actually contains mercury ions. I call it vitamin M. For those people who think, like one of the television commercials I saw a few years ago, it may be good for you, according to the commercial, which is insane. It's evil, too. So that's the difference. Fruit is good for you, especially things like berries and apples. It lowers glycemic index. It lowers insulin resistance.
Sugar in fruit and vegetables. And of course, we know high fructose.
Yeah, so I don't think fructose by itself, I don't think is particularly evil if it's in the full complex of fruit. When it's extracted by alkali with mercury and other heavy metals, it's very dangerous.
Okay. And high fructose corn syrup we know is really bad.
Yeah, because there's 3 main plants in America, and they all contain mercury alkali extraction. They need to be shut down. Okay,
and now her other part of her question is refined sugar. I know we only use sugar from cane as opposed to beet.
Cane sugar is much healthier for you, which is mainly sucrose. high dosage, and that's very healthy for you. Whereas really high dosage, just refined by itself, fructose is separated from the other parts of the plant, and it's less healthy.
But there's a reason that we use cane sugar and not beet. And what is that reason?
Sucrose instead of fructose. Sucrose is a different sugar. Mm-hmm. It has a low glycemic index, fructose, but it also impinges on metabolic pathways that can increase insulin resistance and causes dyslipidemia and free radicals. And if you take too much, refined by itself. If it's in the fruit, it's not so bad. It's actually pretty healthy.
Okay. So I'll delete that. She's got a couple more questions, but I'll go on to Ruben from Colorado. I was looking at the wellness protocols. Do you have a fasting protocol?
I think I really recently put something on there on that. I'll double check it, but the fasting protocol for me is to use the drinks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't believe in fasting like just nothing.
Because they're meal
like a Daniel fast to me is to take, and they're all vegetarian, is the combination of glycemic ageless life support. That to me is a fasting. And what you do there is you got to maintain your electrolytes, and you got to maintain enough fluid balance in your body, and you have to maintain exercise and activity where it's just walking. But to me, a Daniel fast is the glycemics, and you can add the NutriComplete, which, by the way, is supposed to be back within a week. That was in back order. We had some components that were hard to get. So those 4 components, and I usually add to it omega cod liver liquid and Nutridyne to my drink. And that, to me, is a Daniel fast.
Cool. Next is Mark from North Carolina. I started my Nutrimedical products a week ago, Monday, June 9th, after completing a total body cleanse. He did that first with the Keeler Max and the foot bath thing.
Right.
I can report the following. No longer need to crawl out of bed. I actually feel rested and ready to go after 8 hours of sleep. Suddenly I'm losing weight, down 10 pounds in 7 days. Yay. Peripheral neuropathy of stabbing pains in my heel and toes, rare to gone.
Wow.
Edema in my ankles and calves significantly reduced. He's taking a lot, too. He took a lot of supplements.
Right.
But that's what you have to do if you have serious things. Significantly reduced even after sitting at my desk for 12 at a stretch at work. I better not say that one, will I? Will I read that? Very.
That term is called morning wood, which means basically he's having normal morning AM erections, which is a sign that vascular neurological function of his member is working, as they say in Monty Python.
You can say that one.
Yeah.
Very productive workouts. I can feel that I'm really getting pumped up, and his basal body temp is 97.9, and no more leg cramps in bed. And he's a happy man.
Yeah.
So his
total body magnesium, potassium's coming up. His thyroid's starting to convert T4 to T3 and not reverse T3.
Well, you know what he says here? I'll repeat my blood work in 2 weeks because he sees his internist, and I asked my internist if he could do a reverse T3, and he said, "What's that?"
Which shows you how ignorant doctors are.
That's bad.
I got the test 34 years ago from Germany for RT3 and the Proterolan Challenge test, and I worked with the head of pathology at the University of Calgary, and I trained doctors since 1980 as a professor of family internal medicine, and to me it's disturbing at the extreme that primary care doctors and internists and endocrinologists don't do this as a standard test, but it's obscene in the extreme that they don't measure free T3 and free reverse T3.
Next is Heather from Texas. I purchased the Cognition Plus, on my last order, and I have ordered in the past. And this bottle of Cognition has a bad smell. In the past, there was not as bad a smell as what she thought. But you know what? I take the Cognition Plus. It always has a bad smell.
It's an N-acetylcysteine NAC. It's called N-acetylcysteine converts.
What is that?
NAC is converted to glutathione peroxidase, one of the most important enzymes to break down free radicals.
Why does it smell bad?
It's the thiol compounds from the N-acetylcysteine. It's normal, standard, and
I've noticed that
it's in every bottle.
Yeah, lots of different supplements can have a funny smell.
The thiol smell.
If you're taking it and it gets stuck in your throat a little bit, and you go that, and you go, that tasted terrible.
That one doesn't get stuck. You just drink it down. I usually recommend.
I'm talking about any supplements when they get stuck and you do get a little taste of them. They're always yucky.
Right, but the best things to do is to, I find, either slightly cold liquids like the viscous liquids like our ageless glycemics life support drink, or a warm drink. Slightly warm drink is good, rather than just plain liquidy water. It's better to drink a kind of viscous drink, cool, or a warm drink.
That's so funny because I have discovered. Remember I have problems taking my supplements, right? And now I'm really, really good. And what I did is I put a lot of ice in my glass with water, and so somehow blocking the ice, I'm able to take the capsule down.
Well, it's not just straight.
You watch me. I do it every day.
Yeah, well, the
So
cool,
everybody's different, right?
you'll find viscous fluids, even with older people, it's easier to take them. That's why we when we put people on a viscous fluid diet, they won't choke. But if it's on clear liquids, they'll choke.
So my advice is probably not too good.
No.
It's not.
Viscous fluids are slightly warm.
It's working for me.
Yeah, it takes you forever. You have to drink enough water. I can hear you slosh.
I do, but I need all that water after my drinks. I
So
love
did you
that.
have a good
4 or
hour
5
today? Do you
glasses
think
of
we
water.
answered some questions?
I think we did.
Announcements. And what? Anything coming up on the big sale?
The cruise, everybody.
What
The
about
cruise. I want lots of people on the cruise. The more people, the merrier. I'm a people person. I love
And
lots of
the
people.
sale. What days is it
Oh,
going
the
to be?
sale will be starting on July the 4th, of course.
Which is
Independence
Friday.
Day.
Friday, and going right through the weekend, and of course right after the weekend.
God bless you. I can't forget to say that. We love you. We're here for you.